All right, welcome back to the shop. We got a couple things going on, so let's see what's happening this week. So currently working on trying to re-level the infeed and outfeed on the planer. If you watched my recent tour video of the shop, then I briefly touched on this. I actually edited out a whole bunch of rambling about this, but I'm going to touch on some of it right now. Much of my frustration with this planer is the leveling system for the infeed and outfeed trays. And basically what you have is 3 Torx screws on each side of the tray, so 6 Torx screws per. And then on top of that, you've got a bolt down here. It's like a 1/4 bolt with a locking nut to keep it in place once you get it at the right height. The problem is that is total, let's see, let's do some math here. 12 plus, that's 16 points of adjustment, which, sure, if you get it right, it'll definitely make it nice and flat and accurate, but it also takes forever. So here's what I've got going on. This is my newest method for leveling. I have 3 strips of red oak that I ripped to identical lengths. They're flat, nice and straight, and I've just got them clamped all the way through the bed. And right now I'm just doing a final check, making sure that the plates on both sides are nice and flat up against these boards, and that the boards are flat against the this granite base down here. So once I feel pretty good about that, I will tighten up all the bolts and nuts and screws, and then we'll put the dust chute back on, plug it back in, and we'll give it a test. Okay, so you're gonna have to take my word for it, but I just spent about 45 minutes leveling this. Basically loosening screws, tightening screws, re-loosening them, backing the bolts off, raising the bolts up. It is incredibly difficult to level this. So the answer is, it's still there, but it's not as pronounced as it was. I may just live with it for right now. All right, and we're back. But first, dinner. Okay, next thing. Just picked up the table saw blade from being resharpened. So it is ready to go back into the saw. Uh-oh, we got a new tool. All right, this is the X-Tool D1 Pro in golden red. This is a laser engraver. All right, let's put it together. Pretty nice presentation. We got some booklets here in the top. I assume this is like starter information. So we're gonna put these off to the side, because I will need those in a little bit. Oh, look at that beautiful red. It was either go with the golden red or just like gunmetal gray, and that just looked a little too dull for me. So I think I made the right decision. components. And I gotta tell you, the presentation of the packaging was really quite nice. So here are our main, I guess you could call it structure components. And we've got some various components. They give you a tool. This is the Air Assist, if you're gonna use Air Assist. The SD card, which I guess is what makes it actually work. And here's your bag of hardware. They provide these zip ties. Here's the actual laser module. This is the protective goggles for when using it. Here's some power cords to power it up, of course. And then we already talked about the booklet. I believe one of these has test material in it. We're kind of at an important part here. This is the laser module right here, and this will mount onto this carriage right here. So this plugs into here. All right, plugged in. So it slides into this dovetailed like socket here, like so, and then this fiddly thing I've heard is quite the booger. So I think this probably could have been designed maybe a little better. All right, so it's on the gantry. The connector is in. We've slotted it into place. Looks like we just put in the SD card into the slot. Clicky click. Okay, it's plugged in and it has a crosshair here. The next time you see this, it should be in action. Okay, we pick up the action the next day. I brought in a computer and set it up here next to the Xtool D1 to run Xtool's creative software package. So the next thing to do is to attach with the provided USB cable basically the brain of the machine down here to the computer. So we'll do that right now. There's a basically looks like a printer USB port on this end by the power supply, and I'm gonna plug that in there. And this is basically a one-time thing just to get it set up. So we'll plug it into the front. We won't have to do this again. And then I believe you power it on. So it's opening Xtool. And then I'm going to connect the device. All right, it recognizes the Xtool D1 Pro. It's recommending that I do a firmware update. Okay, so it says before firmware update, ensure that the update switch is turned on. I think it's on. It looks like it's on. So it's downloading the firmware. So not bad. Still trying to figure out how to center things, but I'd say that's pretty good. Cool.